Hey guys, so this is the final video for this tutorial series on portfolios, and I just wanted to show you a few tips on how to export your final document. So once you're happy with your layout and you are ready to export, one thing I would say is that you test out the PDF export functions first. So I would go to Export and select Adobe PDF. You can choose Print. If you have hyperlinks, they'll still work if you choose Print. And within this, there's a few settings you can look at. If you want to reduce the file size, you can move your compatibility up to Adobe 8 and 9. That just means it's still going to be able to be opened in previous versions, but it's going to reduce the amount of information that's saved with your files. So if you want to reduce the size without reducing the quality, this is a really easy fix. And then I would make sure that you keep this to spreads so that you are exporting these pages together rather than as separate individual square pages. That means that when people open this digitally, they're going to read both pages at the same time instead of each page individually. And then if you go into compression, I would look at some of these settings, and usually what I do is I just take this down to something like 200 for images above 300, and that's just going to take any of your images that might have had excess high quality that's not necessary for the file, and it's just going to compress them a little bit. And I'm going to take my image quality to high, and I'll do the same thing here. And then where it says compress text and line art, I would just take that off and just see if your text and lines come out clearly. If they don't, you can try compressing them, but I think it really depends on whether you're using JPEGs or PDFs within your file or Adobe Illustrator. So this setting, you might just want to test both of them just to see which one comes out the best and with the best file size. And then when it comes to marks and bleeds, you want to use your document bleed settings. The bleed is this red line along the outside of the page, and where you have images that are going towards that bleed, that tells the printer that those images are going to be cropped within, trimmed to fit within the page size if you're printing on unusually sized pieces of paper. So this will make sure that you don't end up with a white border at the end of your page where the printer trims it. And then with output, I would keep it with no color conversion. And that's really it. And then you can export it. I have missing links because I haven't gone through and changed out all these links, so it'll just give you a warning if you have any. If you do have missing links and you want to fix them, you'll want to go and do that now and make sure that all your links are updated. So that is how you can export a PDF from your file. But then let's also create a package so that we can keep this entire package together for the future. So you can go to File and then go down to Package. And here it's going to give you a little bit of a summary. I have 4 fonts in here, 0 are missing, so that's good. There's 43 links and 41 are missing. That's because I didn't include those with this package. And go down to Fonts and just check that all of your fonts are here. It will embed the fonts within this package so that even if you open this up on a different computer later, you'll still be able to access the same fonts that you had. And then check your links, of course, make sure that all of them are up to date and are not missing for your file. And that's really all you need to do. And you can go Package, and it's going to save it. And then you're going to choose a folder. So I'll just choose my desktop. And I want to make sure that I copy fonts, copy my linked graphics, update graphic links, and I'm going to leave the other ones unchecked here. I've included an IDML file. This is for file compatibility in the future. Basically, this means it will create an InDesign file that can be opened in previous versions of InDesign. If you are worried that you might have to send this InDesign file to somebody who doesn't have the most up-to-date version, you would want to include it. Otherwise, you can just uncheck it. And then it will include a PDF, or you can uncheck this and just use the PDF that you've already made. If you do include the PDF, it's going to use the most recently updated versions of your quality settings. So just be aware that you can change that if you want. But I would just stick to the one that you have already made. So it's just going to give you a little notice about copying fonts, and that's fine. So the package has been made, and if I look at my desktop, I can see there is a new folder with everything that I need in it. It has my PDF, it has my InDesign file. If I go into my links, it has any of the linked files that were associated with the document, and it also has all of the fonts that I need. Except it doesn't have Poppins, because Poppins is one that is activated through my Adobe fonts. So this is a great way to make sure that you keep all of your portfolio files together and you're not sort of losing graphic edits or losing graphic files that you've changed and put into different folders. So this keeps them all together all the time. And now if you're submitting this to me, you can just right click and zip it and include that with your overall assignment 3 files.